Still waiting for a big smile out of you. You're up 2-0. What's the story? Are you not happy, or you're only half happy, or?
Still to be happy about.
You're up 2-0.
Job's not finished. Job finished? I don't think so.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Bricks Blazing Takes. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you here with me. I appreciate that. So without further ado, let's get right into it.
Oh, brother. Here we are, Wednesday, hump day. And some of you guys are wishing you were still in your beds because of last night's situation in SimWorld. I'm Rick Blaze. This is Blazing Takes, coming to you live and direct, the ins and outs of what's happening in SimWorld. And boy, did we have some doozies. Oh, we had some doozies last night. I'm sure some of you guys are packing your bags and putting your clothes in your suitcases and putting everything together, and your coaches are letting your side chicks that know, or side guys know. I don't want to cut nobody short. That, our time is coming to an end. Let's go about these games. Gotham versus Cascadia. Cascadia really needed this win. King Arthur did everything he could. 26.7 rebounds, but he didn't have any help. I don't know how that affects Mr. Lattimore. I don't know what he does moving forward, but I know that their season's probably a wrap. I was pushing for Cascadia. I thought Cascadia was going to get one of those final spots. But their schedule at the end just may be too daunting for them to push over the hump. So, yeah, Cascadia, I think this might be, although we've come to the end of the road, that's where we at. All right, great game by Gotham 5. Indy Strike versus Asia Pacific. The APAC ain't no joke. The APAC ain't no joke. The APAC ain't no joke. They're part of Murderers Row, a.k.a. Death Row, a.k.a. Pacific Rim Division, where anybody and everybody is dangerous. They beat out Indy 75-65. And then we have upset alert. They was before the game happened, the pregame pressers, Coach Kuzma was like, we ain't got to worry about no extra defense, and they all who you thought they were, and this and that, and that. We got the best player in SimWorld, and they laid an egg. They flat out laid an egg, 70-62, Southwest Africa. SimWorld. Every time. Okay, let me say this. When I see SW, I see Southwest because I'm from Houston. That's a real thing in Houston. So SW always, I say Southwest first. I'm sorry. SimWorld Africa. That's how you know these shows are legit. I don't press the re-record. I don't press the stop. It is what it is. SimWorld Africa with the upset. And I'll be honest with you. After the first quarter, where BTA had the lead, won the first quarter, SimWorld Africa either tied or they was with them right there, and then they just blew it up in the fourth. Hey, this is I say it all the time. Anything can happen in SimWorld. This is not one of those leagues where you got a cupcake game. There ain't no cupcake games. There's no cupcakes been sold here at SimWorld. Everybody can play ball. And yeah, that's not a good loss for BTA. Moving on, the Originators, ATL. That's probably the biggest upset. I still have the Originators as the best team in SimWorld, but ATLians just punched them in the mouth. Gulf Coast versus Lone Star. I don't know what the hell's going on in Lone Star. I don't know what's going on, and I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea what's going on in Lone Star. But I do know this. They're going to be one and done. They don't get their stuff together. Jason McGuinness did this thing with 29 points. Low key, Derrick Long had a game. He had a gentleman's game. He did a little bit of everything. He did everything he could for his team that came up short. When I say everything, he did everything. 7 points. 8 rebounds. My man gave you some blocks. He gave you some assists. He gave you some steals. Let me get the numbers here. Let me be specific. I don't want to just say he gave you some. Let me just tell you. 7 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, 5 blocks. I don't know. I think him and Trey Hyman can do things like that on a nightly basis. We'll get to that in just a moment. Speaking of Trey Hyman, Bay Area Breakers lose to Bet. It was just a crazy. Now this is not an upset. I think this game was a toss up to me either way it go. So that wasn't an upset. But these other games, look, listen. Here's one or two things. I said it on the air last night. Here's one of the two things that may be happening. Either A, if your team is currently in the race to win, not in the hunt, if they're currently in the race to win, you should be doing one or two things. Either A, you're completely comfortable with your situation and where your team is, and you're just refining the process. Or B, maybe you got some things worked out. You're trying to try a few things out the last few games to see if you can throw a new wrinkle to the offense or defense, which may or may not cause you to win or lose these last 2 games. If you're comfortable in your position, then you may be trying some things out to see, hey, can I throw a little bit of something extra on here that'll get me ready for the race to win? Cool. So I'm not going to press the panic button on these teams that lost, that's already in the race to win. I'm going to assume if they lost really bad, then it's probably because they was choosing B. They're trying some other things out, seeing what works, tweaking the lineups or the offense or the defense just a little bit, and so they can afford to take a loss or two. But if this was your A game and boys is putting it to you like this, trouble. Let me know how you feel in the chat. Is this a situation where it's a one-off? Is it because the other guys who needed to win just wanted to win better? Let me know what you think about yesterday's Tuesday night massacre by all the top teams in the SimWorld. I see y'all tomorrow.